Really? Is this a floorboard of a 911? I would never have guessed. Afternoon garage. So last week we went over the installation of my 4-pot Brembo calipers onto some brand new Zimmerman rotors. Worked out pretty good. The one thing that I need to do now is provide a master cylinder with a lot more flow, and this is a 23 millimeter. I believe the one I took out of there was a 19. I don't know, I'll be measuring that and comparing this. Let's get into that.
One hour later.
Alright, got it off. Well, yeah, I didn't know about that bolt there, but I see that just provides support down to the floor. So, just kind of want to look at the master cylinder here. Compare it to the one I have. Oh yeah, you can see it's a much larger body. Yeah, it looks like it's going to work just fine. So I think I'll pull this apart. Got a little work to do. It's pretty ugly and make it look nice. Bolt this on and go with it. Alright. Bought this on eBay. Has a part number on the box of 930-355-01103. So this part number is for a 930 23 millimeter bore master cylinder. Yeah, the pictures were really good. I couldn't really tell that there was a whole bunch of electrical tape on here, but you know, that kind of makes sense since they just didn't want the fluid leaking out. But this looks just like the same master cylinder, which is a 19 millimeter master cylinder, which is a smaller bore. Let's take this apart, see how honest the seller was. There's a piston. So what we'll do is we'll stick this in here. It's kind of spring loaded. Well, looky there. 23.81 millimeters. So that was a good purchase. I paid 150 bucks for this, which is about half the price of a new unit. All right, here's all the components to the master cylinder and power brake system. So basically cleaned all these up. Just removed the paint on this, put a little grease on the pivot here. This flushed it out. A little super clean on the lines here. That looks brand new. And then I did notice that there was a mark on this master cylinder that says 20. And this one says 23. So definitely verified that. One thing that I want to talk about here is that when I had taken this brake booster apart, there was rust all around the bottom of the brake booster here, and I think it was probably leaking. This runs on engine vacuum, and that's no good to have a vacuum leak there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little RTV maybe around here a little bit, and then put that in, and then put the grommet in here and perform a test on it, see if it leaks. Okay, now I got these two married, and you can see that I got a little bit of silicone in there. And I'm going to test the vacuum. Now, when I did this the first time, I couldn't believe the results. I couldn't even get it to generate any vacuum whatsoever. It wouldn't hold vacuum at all. So, wasn't quite sure what that was. Maybe it was a problem here, but now I think about it, I think it was just all the rust that was down in there. So this was a major vacuum leak in my engine. So this is probably number 4, I believe now, and boy, that engine should run a lot better than it ever did. So anyway, I'm going to test this and we'll see. And what it's doing is just actuating the diaphragm. And look at that. So that holds vacuum, so that's great. It's always nice when you find stuff you didn't know was a problem. Go put this on. Getting ready to bleed those brakes, and I looked in there, and the brake return spring is actually broken. So that meant I had to pull the whole pedal box out, and all the grease was like clay. And I'm gonna put these on here too. This is something that comes from Renline, and I have one for the clutch and the brake. And that's pretty interesting how you remove that spring. Stick a bunch of washers in there. Never knew that trick before. That looks like crap. Paint that up, and boy, just one project after another. Eventually, we'll get around to bleeding those brakes. Alright, to bleed these brakes, I have a motor power bleeder, so you know it's the right one because it's a red car and it's got a red cap. Well, I'm going to use pentosan. Of course, I dropped this, so it's kind of leaking out the bottom a little bit, but that's okay. Fill that up and, well, hopefully it won't use more than this. So it's right here. And it's all over. And that's not good. I'll have to clean up the floor in a hurry.
A few moments later.
Alright, I found the leak. So it's this line up here. I thought this was to get any spilled brake fluid out of here, but that's not really what it's for. So it's basically just to, if it's overfilled. So we're gonna have to cap this off. So we'll do that. Alright, I got that hard pedal. So, yeah, everything worked really good. One thing to note, though, is that there wasn't any real rubber gasket on this aluminum here. So one of my leaks was, well, it kind of overfilled this reservoir. This kind of came loose and started spilling there. And, of course, then it went down on the floor. So, lots of hydraulic fluid spilled all over the place. But I got it all washed off in time. Basically just took a hose and, well, hosed everything out of here. I didn't strip anything on the floor, and I don't think I damaged the car either. But it's really nice having these brakes done. But more importantly, you know, I talked earlier about, you know, how it's taken me so long to get this car done. I've been working on it over a year and a half now. I said it was going to be something really quick. Well, it's really not turned out that way. So to speed this up a little bit, we're going to get into the front next week and the passenger compartment. Got to do some carpeting. I got some undercoating to do up in here a little bit. And, you know, of course, carpet and seats and everything. Kind of put it all back together, door panels and the whole thing. So we'll try to get that in one episode. See how that'll work out for me. And, you know, target top, and then looking to get that to distributor in. Finally found one, and, well, I think it's going to work for me. If you got anything out of this, give me a like and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching.